the Lions get into a bye week, a lot of people are asking what's going on with the Detroit Lions offense, and I think it's pretty simple here. I only see two major issues, at least to the naked eye. Check out Detroit Lions soft playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. It's as simple as this. They can't get the ball down the field. I think versus Tampa Bay, there was a lot of exotic blitzes, and they're going to need to pick up those exotic blitzes too, because when you play Minnesota, you know, they do a lot of exotic who coming, who going. So they make Jared Goff get the ball out of his hand. So when you have an offensive line who ain't familiar, so that's why Green Bay has so much success with their stunts and all that and passing this off. So really it's a lot of film work that got to be done amongst the offensive line, picking up blocks. So when you see these exotic blitz that Ty Bowles and Brian Flores is going to do in 2 weeks versus the Detroit Lions, the interesting thing about that is it confuses an offensive line, especially when you ain't been together that long. When you have veterans like Seifert here, easily he can transition into Detroit Lions. He played so many years in Baltimore. You know, when you got Frank Ragnow, who I don't even think gave up a sack in college, you know, started off at guard, moved to center. He's seen it all. He's seen it all. So now you put in a guy like, the brother Radledge, you know, then you put in Mahogany. So it's a different, you know, long when somebody loop or who blitzing, who going, if he don't come, let me chip him, let me get him. It's a different ball game. So they're going to go through that. So I think it's good that they going through seeing Minnesota, seeing Tampa Bay, seeing those blitzes right now. So by the time you get to week 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, whatever it may be, they're going to be even better because they seen it. You know, they seen who coming, who going, who this. So therefore, that's one phase of why they can't get the ball down the field. That's just one small part of it. I think with time and experience, they're going to pick up blitzes. That's just what it is. They're going to pick blitzes up. You know, that's just what's going to happen. They're going to learn to pick the blitzes up. They're going to learn to who coming, who going. But as far as getting the ball down the field right now, I think that just lays on, other than time, I think that just lays on the simple fact that Jameson, Williams, and Goff is having to start over. That's it. They're having to start over. Everybody else is good. Even Raymond connection to Goff is good. Laporta connection to Goff is good. Amon-Ra St. Brown connection with Goff is good. The backs connection with Jared Goff is good. Right now, what happened was Ben Johnson had them going in the right direction. They were really hitting a stride with Ben Johnson. You bring in John Morton, now it's a reset for Jameson Williams. It's like you know, every year you damn near got a new offensive coordinator. So they got to get a feel and they have to do things different. You know, and whether it's, you know, all that end around, and they got to do things just to get the ball in his hand. So whether that's, you know, he running some stick routes on the inside, or he running some curl routes, or you get him running some outs, you know, or if you got to drag him across the middle, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it's got to be. He can't just run skinny posts, corners, deep comeback. He got to run the route tree. They plan him to run those deep routes. That's it. They plan him to run those deep routes. So if it's getting him, you know, lining up in the slot and running a deep out, if it's getting him to run a little zig, or a little, what they call that, a little zag, I can't forget what they call it, in and out. If it's getting him running quick speed out, if it's getting him to run, you know, a drag, if it's getting him to run a slant, I know it's drags and slant to his size is a little crazy, but, you know, just getting him to run something different where the DBs and the DBs can, you know, really have to really play him tight. You know what I'm saying? So when he run that stuff underneath and they start playing them tight, then he can run by him. But at this point, you know, I think they need Tesla more than Raymond. You know, they got to get some guys that can get it down. They can get it to down the field. And I think what you're starting to see is they missing Tim Patrick. because Patrick softens it up down the field. So when everybody else is distracted by the run game and they distracted by what's going on underneath with the backs and Goff and Laporta and St. Brown, you know, Tim Patrick just slip by him and catch those deep balls. You know, you can just throw it up to Tim Patrick, he gonna win. You know, versus the third or fourth or fifth DB or versus safety. Right now, when you don't have a Tim Patrick, you ain't really throwing it up to J-Mo and you'll get it like Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick was 6'3", 6'4". You ain't throwing it up to Khalif to go snatch it. So at the end of the day, now you start to see the problem. Without a Tim Patrick there, they don't have anybody that's going to be able to, you know, on those blitzes, you could throw the ball up to and they going to go snag it. Therefore, you probably should have kept Tim Patrick, or therefore, you have to you have to allow Isaac Tesla to go out there and stretch the field. They have to do so. And if they don't allow Tesla to go out there and really get vertical, Khalif can't get vertical. Like, you can't throw it up to Khalif like that. You can't really throw it up to J-Mo like that. They missing that receiver on the outside that can go up there and grab those 50-50 balls. They missing that guy that can stretch the field. And they was hoping Jameson Williams can take that step. But the problem is he can't just run posts. He just can't run overs. He just can't run fades. He just can't run deep routes. If they gonna get the most out of Jameson Williams, they have to run different route. The route tree. They said his route running is better. Get him running those breaking routes. But the problem with Jared Goff is, you know, he ain't Stafford. And I'm gonna say, I'm not saying Stafford because Stafford play here. Stafford is gonna give you a chance. Stafford gonna give you a chance to make a play on the ball. That's just what it is. Goff, he gotta trust you to throw you the ball. There has to be trust there. Well, Stafford, hey, man, you might be a little off on the route. Guess what? Stafford, he can anticipate it. You know, he going to give you a chance. He going to trust you. Goff ain't no gunslinger like Stafford. Stafford going to be like, hey, I'm going to give you a chance. Go get it. And that's why guys like Calvin Johnson, guys like Golden Tate, guys like Devontae Adams this year, Puka Nacua, they all have great years with Matthew Stafford because he gives you an opportunity. It don't have to be clearly there. With Goff, if there's not a comfortability with Goff, this is why he works so well with St. Brown, timing, Laporta, timing, Josh Reynolds. They play so long together, timing. With Jameson Williams, the timing ain't there yet. And the other offense with Ben Johnson, it was getting there. It was getting there. And then you hit the reset button, now they got to build it again. So for Johnny Morton, for him, it's about, you have to soften the coverage up on him. And if you don't feel like y'all can do that, then you have to play Tesla over Raymond. And that's just the fact of the matter of it. You don't have that guy that defenses are scared going to jump up and grab that ball. You got to get Tesla more involved. I think that has to happen regardless. Even if Jameson Williams is percolating on the outside or doing this thing, you have to get Tesla going too. Khalif Raymond is cool. All the little things he do underneath. But at the end of the day, you need those two guys them two missiles on the outside that can stretch that field. Especially the way they running the ball and they still can't play action and get something down the field. I think that's a big red flag right now. But I think the remedy is is to put Tesla in and get Tesla those opportunities and go through those growing pains now. But also the remedy is, you know, to do something with the shorter variety and make defenses respect Jameson Williams, where there's speed outs and just doing little things to him, getting the ball in his hand so he can do great things. And then when they start tightening up on him, then he can run past him. But that's just my opinion on it. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Peace.